Radd, and I'm going to show you how to make an easy and delicious Greek recipe called black-eye beans with lemon and shallots. And today I'm actually in northern Greece in the area called Halkidiki, which is very famous for its beautiful beaches. Now, what you'll need for this recipe is some black-eye beans. Let me show you what they look like. You see little black eyes, and that's why they're called mavromatika in Greek, meaning black eye. And you can get these from many shops, Asian shops, Mediterranean shops. I just got them from the markets. And in addition to that, you're going to need some spring onions, some lemon, a little bit of salt, and of course oregano, the king of herbs in Greece. Now, the reason these little babies are so good for you is that they have high levels of protein, but this is plant protein, which is very protective against chronic disease. They're low in any nasty fats. In fact, they don't have any whatsoever. They have the perfect carbohydrate, even better than that from whole grains, and they have lots of fiber. This means they fill you up, and indeed research shows they help you have a slimmer waistline. In addition, they lower your cholesterol, your blood sugar, and best of all perhaps, they help you live longer. So I've got 2 cups of black-eyed beans, and the best part of these beans is that they don't even need to be soaked before cooking, and I'm just popping them in a pot with some water, and you need about 2 to 3 litres of water, so they're covered with plenty of water. And what we're going to do is bring them to the boil and cook them for about 50 minutes using a normal stove. So I'll just pop that there on the stove. Now when that comes to the boil, just turn it down, the heat that is, and simmer it for about 50 minutes until the beans are really, really soft. And that's actually the secret of this recipe. Often when I'm eating out in westernized restaurants, they don't cook the beans properly. They're undercooked and they're crunchy, but these beans should be very tenderly cooked so they're smooth in the mouth when you take a mouthful. If you've got a pressure cooker, you could save yourself some time. They only take about 10 minutes in the pressure cooker. Now while the beans are cooking, I'm just going to prepare the spring onions, and these also have great food as medicine value. Onions, whether they're spring onions or garlic, all these foods from this particular family are very good to protect you against cancer because they're from what's called the allium family. Now notice I'm actually cutting these quite coarsely, which is the idea for this particular salad. Now if the spring onion has a very thick end, here's a little trick. Of course, if you took a chunk of that in your mouth, it would taste far too strong. So what you do, after peeling any bits, I just cut it into finger-sized pieces and slice it in half. And then you can chop this end bit very finely because this has a much more intense flavour. I'll just check how these beans are going. So I turned down the heat previously, so they're just simmering now. Probably could be boiling a little bit more, so I'll just turn up the heat because they'll cook a bit quicker. If you need to add more water, by all means add more water so that they don't burn. They need to be boiling in plenty of water. So the beans should be cooked now, and I'm going to take the lid off and drain them. So while they're draining, I'm just going to juice some lemon, and usually I use about 1 lemon, so long as it's really juicy, but you can adjust the amount of acidity. Now, one of the reasons we're using lemon juice in this particular recipe, apart from the excellent flavour, is that adding lemon to any meal, or adding vinegar for that matter, will lower the glycemic load even further. Okay, we've got some delicious bread to serve with this dish because this is how they eat it in Greece. They'll have it with some bread and maybe with some other fresh salads. So just bought some lovely village bread this morning. You can see how crusty it is. Just gorgeous. And we're going to cut a nice chunk to serve. So we're just going to add some lovely slices in readiness for tasting this delicious dish. So let's bring the whole salad together now. So we've got our spring onions prepared, and we're just going to add to that our black-eyed beans. You can see how lovely and soft cooked they are. And you always need a slightly bigger mixing bowl before you pop that in your serving bowl. I'm going to add a bit of salt to this because I haven't added any in the cooking water. Now, of course, if you're following a low salt diet, you can omit the salt completely and it will still taste delicious, but the Greeks always add a bit of salt. And of course, as promised, the oregano, about a teaspoonful. And finally, our lemon that I've juiced. And not to be forgotten, of course, the extra virgin olive oil. And this is what gives the salad such a classic flavour. I usually put about 1/4 of a cup, but you know, the best thing to do is to mix it all up together and to taste it. It's got to taste tangy, and you've got to have the beautiful flavour of that extra virgin olive oil coming through as well. So feel free to adjust the seasonings according to your personal taste. Now, one thing I love about this salad is that it tastes even better the next day, and you can store it in the fridge for several days and enjoy it later. So let's give that a go. Let's try that. So today I'm just going to actually first pop it into our serving bowl. If I was at home back in Australia, I would probably serve that in a nice small bowl with some tomato, cucumber and raw onion salad. But today I'm just going to serve it up on the side here. So I'm going to enjoy this today just with some simple tomatoes. But you could also serve this on sliced bread, sort of like a bruschetta, like the Italians might put other things on, like tomato and basil. So let's give this a taste test. And don't forget, you can always add more extra virgin olive oil. Don't be afraid to use more. They use plenty here in Greece. More lemon, and adjust the seasonings to your taste. That's really beautiful. Love this dish. Hearty, healthy, and delicious. So for more recipes like this or more healthy eating ideas, why not visit me at my website www.sueradd.com and subscribe to our free e-newsletter that you can receive each month. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again another time with more food as medicine ideas.